Hello, this is Sophia Ligel, and so nice to meet you here today. From the beginning of this year, there's been moments where this is continues to come up, and I've been meaning to speak on a video about this, and there's usually something else that comes up, and I end up talking about something else, and so today it came out so strongly that I wanted to share, and that is about service and community. And the way the topic was coming was because there was a time in my life that I lived in community, and this community, the focus was spirituality and being of service with each other, with the land, and to be in service to our own divine purpose as well. And when things were calm in the land and within us, then there was an order and there was a harmony to every single piece within the community. And um, as soon as there was an imbalance in any single way, the first thing you would see is that those kind of chores, those activities that require the entire community to come and kind of be of service and give it more of themselves, those were the places that were um, tend to be in some kind of conflict would appear. So to give you a concrete example, um, every single one of us had a place to be. So there were people in the garden and in farming and providing the food for the community. There were people that were in the kitchen and cooking every day for the community. There were people that were part of the maintenance of the community. So if anything broke down, they were the first ones that you would call, and so on. And yet, there was a part that um, where everyone would clean the dishes. So you would have a day that you were assigned, or you actually chose that day that you were in the dish pit cleaning the dishes for everyone. So we would have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So perhaps you would sign up for lunch to do the dishes, and you will have, you would be doing the dishes with maybe two other people, and so on. Time there was a conflict, or people were tired and there was something emotionally happening within the community, that triggered that sense of um, instability and fear, and also the flight of fight response. That was the area where there would be conflict. Those um, the the it felt like this is out of my role. Like my role is this, and that is extra. So I'm not gonna do that for the community. I need to take care of myself first and not for the greater good of the community. I feel like it was so evident to me that and then that's where conflict would begin. And it was so evident to see it so clearly back then, when we feel tired and there's something outside ourselves, the obligation that feels like an extra obligation of who I need to be, um, then automatically we feel that we have to defend ourselves, and there's that trigger of I am not safe here in this experience. And so yeah, so I kind of wanted to speak about this, about how honoring those times of self-care, when we need extra self-care, all is needed is actually asking and explaining what's happening. And it wasn't just one person, it usually happened as a whole, the community, the entire community all of a sudden was burned out. And there were those places where the link of the connection would just break. And yeah, this memory keeps showing up for me throughout the year, because as I see it in the globally, or even in your, current community, like you can see how when one feels overwhelmed about their experience, uh, the tendency is to retrieve and to isolate. And instead of reaching out to for the community for that support, I understand there's moments when one has to isolate and take care of yourself. And I'm not saying that that's not okay. In fact, I am the first one that I would tell you, go and do your self-care. And specifically for me, I am a person that needs a lot of personal time and personal space to replenish myself. And yet there's moments, in order for the community to work, there's coming back to that realization that we are tribal beings, and that it's part of the tribe to remember, to act as mirrors of that remembering that you're not alone, and that who you are, the truth of who you are, and release the act of who am I supposed to be. And we have been so conditioned in our life to do in order to have, in order to then be. And the process that we're going through is to be here now. And when you're in your beingness and you're doing from your beingness without the sense of obligation, without the sense of I have to be this person or this role to be good, or to be this or that, in order to have this, I have to do this in order to have this, I have to do this in order to for you to like me or approve of me, and so on. It's all we're all shifting into the paradigm of being our true self, being everything that we are as well, being and accepting our shadows, and also knowing that we are light. And the shadow is only the absence of our light, where we are not experiencing our full lightness, when we are not in alignment to our gift, our divine expression. So we're moving from the doing to have, and therefore then to be, to we're moving to be in doing and then having. And the having comes as, an organic outcome. It's not the one that you're focusing on. You're focusing on being in this moment, being yourself, being your authentic self. And that requires knowing, a deeper knowing of who you are. And that's a piece of returning home to yourself, that in fact is not diving deeper into your own beingness. You are this being. The piece is remembering and becoming aware of who you are, and remembering who you are, and remembering the truth, and seeing beyond the veil of illusions, beyond the veil of distortions, beyond the veil of conditioning for so many years. So what has been happening this past few months is that as a collective, we've been clearing karmic and paradigms of the not only your family and your ancestral line, also from your culture and community. And this is why, too, we're seeing what we are seeing right now, all the conflict that is rising up in the world as a way of clearing. And we have the opportunity right now to choose again. So from this perspective and understanding a new way of seeing myself and life, what am I choosing? You always have the choice. You always can choose again. Okay, this didn't work out. Perhaps the choice that I made, I can see now from from this larger perspective now, that didn't resonate with the truth of who I am, and or perhaps I wasn't loyal to my values. I wasn't within integrity. Now, from here, now I can choose again. So what am I choosing? From this here now, what am I choosing, without staying attached to my past and re-looping into my past and allowing that experience to come back over and over again, because I am not seeing that I have the freedom within myself to choose. When there's something beautiful that I realize, there's a place where when you start saying, speaking and saying what is in deep resonance with your heart, then naturally you feel in alignment, you feel clear, you feel good. There's no doubt, there's no guilt, there's no shame. And yeah, so this is a process of what is true, what is important, questioning your reality, questioning your thoughts and what your the stories that you are believing about yourself and your life, or perhaps your family or your country, and just really diving into, okay, who am I? Who really am I? And what is the meaning of my life? What meaning do I want to create in my life? What kind of world do I want to live in? And from that place, taking action. And this requires a lot of building the muscle of staying true to yourself and anchoring and holding the center within yourself, because there's so much chaos right now all around us, and it's simply chaos is the process where you see in spring, where is that process of transition, that new energy is kind of realigning itself, and there'll be a moment that the energy will settle again. And so the other piece I wanted to talk about is it's about this realization of that when you as a soul chose to come into life, everything, if you see, everything was here and provided for you because you're a soul, that you were giving a body to have a three-dimensional experience. So through the body, you're able to feel, to taste, to hear, to see, and you're also able to create through your own consciousness. And in fact, you're also giving a family system. Your family system and your mother, your father, and so on, your grandparents, were able to provide for you as a baby. And in that, uh, just drop into that for a moment. You as a soul, you kind of came, you made the decision to come into your life. Your body is here for you. And it wasn't that you were just dropped alone. You weren't, in an egg and then you were alone to provide for yourself from the first years of your life. In fact, no. And that's such a indication that you're always provided. There's always the conditions and infinite resources for you, because this is another piece. We have grown to believe that the universe and the world is a finite universe, and in fact, we live in an infinite universe where everything is here for you. And this is such a clear evidence that that's the case, that you are deeply loved and that everything is here for you. The fact that you were so given a body, and also in that body you're also given a structure of other soul beings, your family, your terrestrial family, that a soul family that was here also to receive you and support you in whatever degree, in whatever way it was, that they're here to just like hold you and be like, okay, now we give you food, now we show you how to walk and how to speak and so on. And Yeah, I invite you to stay with that image and that sensation in your body that you were fully received here and that you have everything provided for once the video is ended. So I want to do a transmission about this and how the fact that you are here is a miracle in itself from, your grandparents, the fact that they continue the line and that your parents continue the line and that you came at that specific time. It wasn't another, egg or another sperm that created life. It was yours. And it was your soul in that specific time and space that created you and your family and your land and your culture. And there's nothing that is random in the world. So everything that you are, your divine blueprint it's precise and everything is provided for you. So it's almost flipping the energy into how everything is here for me, right here, right now, within me. And I also get the beauty and the experience and the miracle to see around what all my surroundings, how I am held, and leverage that energy into my advantage so I can be a clear and pure conduit of my natural expression of my true essence, of the love that I am, and the abundance that is my natural state of being, because I live in an abundant universe. And my well being is my natural state of being because I am in alignment with all life and with life itself, and a creative channel that is always expanding. So, my natural state of being is well being. And so, as you connect with that, bringing your legs straight, not crossing your legs, and just coming from this place of knowing that you are safe, that there's a balance, an innate balance within you and harmony within you, that it's alive and active within you always, all the time. And there's a larger universe, a larger intelligence and energy and consciousness beyond your mind that is always providing for you. So I want you to open your hands and flip the energy into seeing that I am here, everything is provided, I am deeply loved, and I use and I yield this energy into my creative expression, to yield forward my way of being, my essence, my heart, to express the love that I am in my life, for myself, through myself, and for life and the greatest and highest good of the world. Sutaya humayera yatayalai enai toye no ayatu. Maye to horahia latai, Srina yana heyana wate, O mayala humayai, Tahiare yo tai, Sroma lahaya tayo ayana tai. Saia nataya way. Homaku alaya taya heya taya. Ania nayo ayala yalai. Trania nataya wakua mai ai. Halia taya la taya tai. Ooh, 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 Aliatayako ai, Aliatayako ai. taking a deep breath in into the heart, bringing your hands in prayer position, bringing your face, your head just facing down, looking at your heart, bringing your attention, your eyes into the soil, into the earth, and just you're bringing and anchoring all the energy of your soul, your inner knowing, your cosmic knowing, your spiritual knowing into the earth. And from the earth, continue visualizing the earth and anchoring the energy as the earth. It's also providing you with the feedback back. And there's no need for the mind to understand. The mind is going to always want to understand. Just trust your heart, connect to your heart, and know that information is there moving, anchoring into the earth as you are receiving as well this information. Tuayala koya konaria tayane, saya mayaneo kolai. Ania tayata wayo ko mai. Orianata shayalai. Aniateo no wakaya hai. Aneo koyalai. Aneo koholaya hiayatai. Sayeno homai. Tayala tayo. Ariota hianata shrimayalatai. Saratia noto homahi alayawai. Arianaya tayamai. Haneyo ho 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 ho. Ho 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 ho. Ho 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 ho. Taking a deep breath in into the heart. Beautiful. And just rubbing your heart, rubbing your body, and just taking your time. See you on the next video. Bye bye.